What's up, y'all? I'm here to talk about all things Rocky. It's a boxing channel. Rocky's boxing, so is Creed. I'm going to talk about the Creed franchise and why Jonathan Majors has to be in Creed 4. He just took over the movie, plain and simple. He has great screen presence. You actually found yourself kind of rooting for him against Donnie Creed because of their backstory. You're like, it's kind of wrong how he got done. I understand that the mom was hiding the letters and all that, but still, where there's a will, there's a way. If he really wanted to get in contact with Jonathan Major's character, what was his name? What was his name? I don't know how I could forget that. As many times as I've watched Creed 3, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, Jonathan Major's character, he could have done something to go visit him in the penile system, but he didn't do that. But you kind of found yourself kind of cheering for him, kind of like in Creed 2. You almost wanted Drago's son to win in a weird way, even though Ivan was totally wrong how he did Apollo Creed. When you saw they got done once Drago had lost to Rocky, they got dissed in Russia, so you were like kind of feeling sorry for the Dragos, especially how looked like Brigitte Nielsen, can't think of Ludmilla Drago, seemed to kind of play Ivan Drago and leave him for a politician and kind of walked out on the family. You kind of was wish wanting him to win. And now I understand, I've done videos about this, about there being a Drago spinoff. Sylvester Stallone was not happy about this because, of course, Rocky's his franchise. And somehow, I guess the Winklers took it from him. You got to always read the fine print, but, give Rocky back his franchise. And in Creed 4, I'd like to incorporate Sylvester Stallone back in it. That's the only thing Creed 3 was missing was the presence of Rocky Balboa. And I didn't even like in Creed 3 the part where Jonathan Majors was saying, when they were referring to Rocky, he said, your dad took a chance on some guy or something like that, or some fighter, some club fighter, rather than even saying his name. I thought maybe they did that so they couldn't get sued or something, but yeah, it is the Rocky universe is strange. I think Mr. T was didn't want his image in the movie, and Carl Weathers didn't want his image in Rocky Balboa unless he got paid a certain amount. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, weird with the Rocky and Creed franchise. But Jonathan Majors has to be in Creed 4 because he was so interesting. You just wanted to see everything he did. Just a guy's a great actor when he's not even speaking and you're looking at him just kind of anticipating what he's going to say or do next. Just something about his screen presence. You're like, this guy's got something, he's got an edge to him. So I think they should find a way. I don't know, they kind of made up at the end of Creed 3. They were friends and all that. But maybe they can find a way to kind of get them back enemies. Rocky 1 and 2 had Apollo Creed. Then the rest of the movies, it was a different, antagonist. But so they can use the same guy twice. I thought of some storylines they could use, about maybe Tessa Thompson's character. I was thinking about maybe they could have her brother come out of somewhere and he's a boxer and he stirs it up, and then Donnie Creed has to fight him. And Jonathan Majors is in great shape. Have you seen him preparing or afterwards, even for his movie Magazine Dreams? I'm really looking forward to seeing that. He's in tremendous shape and he's a great actor. And I would really like to see him in Creed 4. I would like to see this Jonathan in Creed 4 too. Jonathan Majors, Jonathan Roos. You didn't know my name was Jonathan, did you? Just knew me as Jay Roos. Of what? The Jay Roos Theory. Thank you. If you guys haven't seen Creed 3, check it out. Check out Creeds 1, 2, and 3. And if you don't know anything about Rocky, go check all those out. Especially Rocky 4, it'll connect you to the Creed movies because, the Drago Creed connection. And I'm kind of interested in seeing the Drago spinoff should they do it, but you got to have Sylvester Stallone involved in his own creation. You can't blackball a dude from something that he came with. I mean, even with no matter what the contract says, that's just immoral and it's unethical. Involve Sylvester Stallone, Creed 4, and he said he's up for being in Creed 4. He wasn't cool with Creed 3. He said he'll never watch it. Pretty sure he watched it though behind the scenes. Just curiosity alone probably made him want to see what they did with the movie. He thought it would be too dark. I didn't get that feeling at all. In fact, I like Creed 3 better than Creed 2. They didn't do enough. Creed 2 kind of dragged at certain points, and they could have done so much more with that movie. They even had a scene with Rocky and Drago fighting in a hospital. You can find it on YouTube. They took that out of the movie. I guess they didn't want it to be about those two exclusively. But they didn't even include that scene on the DVD or Blu-ray. So I'm like, why not? But yeah. Shout out to Jonathan Majors, man. Shout out to that guy. And certain guys got it. When you see him on the screen, you're like, they got it. Dolph Lundgren had great screen presence. Hardly said a word, especially in the original Rocky 4 before the director's cut. He said even less in the original Rocky, but still had screen presence. He had that mystery to him. So, I was actually at a Falcons game with my son about 2 years ago. The Chargers were playing the Falcons, and guess who was there in attendance? Jonathan Majors. So, like I said, shout out to him and Michael B. Jordan. Put him in Creed 4. Anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. If you wish to become a member, there's bronze, silver, and gold exclusive content. The backup platform is in WJ. The Cash App is $JRoos33. The Instagram is the J. Roos Theory over there too. LSR forever. Yeshua forever. Thanks for watching. Even if you ain't subscribed, I appreciate you watching. And check out my All Things Rocky playlist. I think you'll find it interesting. I got a West Coast Stories playlist too. So thanks for watching. LSR forever. Be fearless. Yay.